Some people look at your life and have no clue about the battles you've been silently fighting. The truth? You've thought about giving up more than once. Maybe you already started, but there's a strength inside you that hasn't fully awakened yet. And no, this isn't just about having faith. It's about tapping into a trust that isn't based on feelings. It's built on choice. While others label you as weak, God calls you resilient. While the world demands results, heaven honors the process. And here's the surprising part. The ones who win aren't those who never fall. They're the ones who choose to get up one more time than they fell. Today you'll uncover why your battles have been so intense, and why that's the clearest sign your victory is closer than ever. But fair warning, this message isn't for those looking for pretty words. It's for those ready to reposition themselves. Because in the end, the ones who win are the ones who move even when afraid. Some days, your body's out of bed, but your soul's still under the covers. In moments like that, one word can feel like a direct shot of energy to the heart. It's not about denying the problem. It's about choosing which voice to listen to. Some people feed their minds with tragedy and comparison. Others recharge with words that bring life, like the ones you'll find right here. People who walk by true faith know it's not anesthesia. It's a push. Faith doesn't erase pain. It turns pain into a bridge. Some crawl during crisis. Others rise, even while bleeding. The difference often lies in what they feed their minds. Fear or faith. It's like fuel. What you pump in determines how far you'll go. Want a simple first move? Instead of starting your day flooded with notifications and bad news, choose something that lifts your spirit before your feet even hit the floor. Right here on this channel. Every message is designed to reset your energy and renew your outlook. And after that, well, let's just say things might start shifting in ways you never expected. Some victories we experience, but keep to ourselves. And in doing so, we miss the chance to turn a personal miracle into collective inspiration. Sharing your testimony isn't bragging. It's spreading faith. When someone hears that you overcame what they're still battling, it gives them hope. Even a simple "it happened to me," it can happen to you, can shift an entire household. Everything starts at home. Family is like a foundation. If it's cracked, any storm shakes the whole structure. But when there's unity, even in imperfection, even with a messy past, there's strength. Ever seen a family come together to pray, even when they don't know what to say? That stirs heaven, because God honors those who fight for peace in their own homes. Now let me challenge you. Why do so many deeply spiritual people still feel stuck financially? Feels contradictory, right? But there's a hidden reason that most never notice. And it might be holding your home and your future back. By the end of this video, you'll uncover a truth that could flip everything. And the ebook in the first comment, it'll help you finally see what's been buried for years. Miracles don't show up in comfort zones. They show up when someone's bold enough to step out of the boat while the storm is still raging. A lot of people want extraordinary, but without moving a single muscle of faith. But the supernatural responds to spiritual boldness, to steps that look crazy but are packed with purpose. Miracles are not just answers, they're reactions. How many times have you thought, why don't things happen for me? Maybe the better question is, what have I provoked with my faith? Miracles aren't rewards for passive believers. They're movement for those who dare to trust without proof. Peter walked on water because he asked and stepped out. Most stay in the boat judging, but only the ones who step into the invisible experience the impossible. Want to live that? Then stop asking for signs and start taking steps. Do something bold that gives God something to respond to. Maybe it's starting a project that feels way too big, forgiving someone who feels unforgivable, or finally speaking out loud what you've only whispered in prayer. Heaven responds to risky faith. And when that happens, seas split without explanation. Some battles aren't won with strategy. They're won with surrender. Sometimes the best thing you can do is stop trying to do everything yourself. There are fights that aren't yours to win, and insisting on facing alone only delays the breakthrough. When you pray, you hand over the steering wheel. When you trust, you open a way for heaven to move. And God won't step in where ego's still driving. A lot of people treat prayer like plan B, but in truth, it's the master plan. It's not about reciting pretty phrases. It's about giving up control, and stepping into dependence. The battlefield shifts when someone chooses to kneel. And the wildest part? Sometimes the enemy falls before a single punch is thrown, just because you stopped fighting with the wrong strength. Want to feel that shift? Pick one area of your life where you feel under attack, maybe emotionally, financially, or in a relationship, and hand it over through prayer. But really hand it over, without yanking it back the next day. Write it down, speak it out loud, create a sacred moment with God, because from there, other weapons start rising, and the next one, it's more powerful than most imagine. It might sound strange, but sometimes the best way to fight is by singing. When Jehoshaphat sent singers ahead of his army, he wasn't being dramatic. He was being strategic. Praise isn't just pretty music. It's a weapon of spiritual warfare. It shifts the atmosphere, throws the enemy off, and strengthens those on the right side. Those who praise in pain trigger heaven without needing to scream. Some only sing when life's good. But those who understand praise sing even when their voice cracks. Praising is saying, even before the answer, God is worthy. And that stirs the unseen world. It's like using a key most people forget in the drawer. Simple, but powerful. Ever notice how after deep worship, your heart feels at peace, even when nothing around you has changed? Try it today. Pick a song that hits your spirit. Maybe Gratitude by Brandon Lake or Waymaker by Leland. Don't just play it as background noise. Sing it out. Declare it with intent. Let that be your secret weapon. And if you think that's the peak, hang on. There's something even more powerful that comes right after, and it has everything to do with memory. If you only focus on what's missing, you'll forget what you've already overcome, and that kills your faith. Remembering what God has done isn't nostalgia, it's a spiritual strategy. Every open door, every rescue, every impossible detail that came together, that's ammo to keep hope alive. Because if he's done it before, he can do it again, and better. The human mind tends to store trauma and forget provision. That's why making a habit of recalling victories is like training your heart not to give up when things get hard. Some people keep journals of pain, reliving everything that went wrong. But what if you started a faith journal, listing the impossibles that became stories of grace? Faith grows when you feed it the right memories. Try this today. Set aside 10 minutes to write down, on your phone or notebook, all the moments something shifted unexpectedly, a financial breakthrough, an emotional rescue, a peace that made no sense. Come back to that list whenever discouragement knocks. Because, believe me, what's coming next might demand a deeper kind of courage. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's choosing to trust in spite of it. There are moments when everything inside shakes. Your voice cracks, your hands sweat, your soul wants to run. But even then you can take a stand. Real trust stands up in the dark, even when the path isn't visible, simply because it knows who's guiding the steps. It's easy to believe when everything makes sense. The hard part is still believing when God's silence is louder than the storm. That's when you see the difference between those chasing comfort and those chasing purpose. Some freeze in fear, but the unshakable ones, they learn to walk even while trembling. It's like crossing a swaying bridge, but not stopping. Want to build that kind of trust? Start with small, daily actions that stretch your comfort zone. Talk to someone you've been avoiding. Make that decision you've been postponing, or pray out loud about something you've been scared to admit. Because in the end, all of that builds a kind of faith that prepares you for what's next. And trust me, you'll want to be ready. Now that you've seen what's been blocking your faith, your home, your steps, even your prosperity, here's the question. What will you change starting today? Will you keep reacting to fear the same old way? Will you keep holding on to what you should have already handed over to God? Or will you finally take your stand, knowing the battle was never yours, and that winning is just a matter of time? Drop it in the comments. What area of your life are you committing to trust and release from this moment on? Don't just keep this to yourself. When you write it down, you take a real step forward. And if you ever wonder why so many spiritual people stay stuck, even when they're doing everything right, check out the first pinned comment. What's there might just show you something no one else ever did. And it could be the turning point your journey needs. Oh, and if this message hit home, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell and stay close. There's so much more coming that could finally unlock what's been buried inside you for way too long.